heart, SD on my back, Baltimore on my mind, and a pretty girl on my lap. Wife, Jesus Christ on my heart, SD on my back, Baltimore on my mind, and a pretty girl on my lap. Wife, oh my God, your grace gave me a heart attack. That love is in my cardiac, my flesh is now an artifact. In fact, I am art, see down another path I embark. Let me to the cross, now I'm laying next to it, so technically I embark. I don't bark, I just bite, I'm just hype, I'm just that type. He gave it all for me, greatest sacrifice, I live my life. Turned up, all the way, pumping Marvin Gaye with no Chardonnay. Yo, the breaks ain't never try to be cliche. Give me a toupee, then I said touche. Bald head, SD reppin', give me some room as I draw my weapon. Illustration of the illest king, from the realest nation, not a Philistine. Got a Philistine when I kill his thing, bring fire to the illest part of me. Even if it's in my pulmonary artery, put his kin to my heart, then it restarted me. Boom, 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 now I'm grateful to be out of that tomb. Second birth straight out of that womb. Praise him now, cause it's never too soon. Glory! It's for history, the making, audibly making the history for his glory. And I got Jesus Christ in my heart, SD on my back, Baku on my mind, and a pretty girl on my lap. Wife, Jesus Christ in my heart, SD on my back, Baku on my mind, and a pretty girl on my lap. Wife, Jesus Christ in my heart, SD on my back, Baltimore on my mind, and a pretty girl on my lap. Wife, Jesus Christ in my heart, SD on my back, Baltimore on my mind, and a pretty girl on my lap. Wife, Jesus Christ in my heart, SD on my back, New York on my mind, and a pretty girl on my lap. Wife, Jesus Christ in my heart, SD on my back, LA on my mind, and a pretty girl on my lap. Wife, Jesus Christ in my heart, SD on my back, Philly on my mind, and a pretty girl on my lap. Wife.
So I did see something interesting this week. I saw a video on YouTube that was posted by someone on Leandria Johnson's ministry team at her church. And I guess they were out, on the street doing street ministry, and she was passing out cigarettes. You saw that, didn't you?
I watched about 5 seconds of it, and I turned that foolishness off.
That is crazy.
Okay, so
that's crazy.
What's the thinking behind passing out zigzags? I mean, are they passing them out to get people's attention? And then, matter of fact, the few seconds that I watched, she reached over and lit somebody's cigarette with the lighter.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Because she said, even I'm a pastor and I'm lit up. And I'm like, excuse me?
What, so she was smoking them too?
She said out of her own mouth, even I'm a pastor and I'm lit up. Now, if that means, I don't know what that meant. I don't know how else to take that.
Now, I'm saved, so I don't know if, does that mean she was high, or that means she had her little cigarette?
That's saying, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We need to get somebody that knows.
Yeah, we need to get a Christian on the phone that's straddling the fence a little bit. Can teach us, save folks. No, I'm just playing.
What does that mean? Yeah, I mean, it just
didn't even make any sense. I mean, I don't know. It's okay. Let me ask you this: is cigarette smoking a sin?
Destroying your temple is.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if that's the case, then is eating all this fried food a sin? Because that's destroying our temple and giving us high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease, and liver. Just the same as, maybe not as fast as cigarettes would, but, with cancer, but...
But even like with food though, you can eat things in moderation and you can bless your food. You can't pray over a cigarette before you smoke it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so if we pray over Mama's famous fried chicken, is that going to help us? Because let's be real, diabetes and high blood pressure is high in the church.
It is.
So either we ain't saying our blessing, or saying our blessing over food that we know ain't healthy ain't helping.
I think I think eating too much of it in excess is the problem.
Okay.
And then you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't eat ribs and chicken and stuff, every day and just, Lord bless this food, thinking that you're gonna say that and it's gonna curb the consequences or whatever. I mean, that's just not gonna help. But I mean, like, if you eat fried chicken like once, I know some people that like eat it once a month or once every couple months, or they only eat red meat if they eat it once a week. I think if you can discipline yourself with food, those things wouldn't be an issue. But when you talk about abusing substances, these are things that you can't even use those moderately, because even one of them will put harmful chemicals in your body.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's what I think. Pepsi doesn't destroy brain cells like, an alcoholic beverage would. But, eating fried chicken compared to smoking a cigarette, I mean, you can eat a piece of fried chicken, that's not going to destroy your lungs.
No.
So.
No. I just was asking. I just was opening up that conversation because it does. I know people who have smoked cigarettes for years and are just healthy as an ox. Now, granted, if you open up their lungs, they're probably black as night, but no cancer.
Right.
They can breathe better than I can. I ain't never smoked nothing a day in my life, and I can't breathe. That's the one reason why I ain't never smoked nothing. If I can be honest, I said I can't. I said I can't even breathe without it. So if I mess around and smoke something, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die. So I guess it's just the cigarette thing. It's just that was just very. You can do different things. I mean, if you're going out on the street, take food out there, like we were just saying.
Right.
About food. Take some food out there. And use that to minister to people, but not cigarettes. Like that's counterproductive. Yes, you're sharing. Yes, you're sharing Jesus Christ. If they did, I'm not even sure. I didn't look long enough to see if they did. But at the same time, you're also sharing that you can still do what you want to do and be a follower of Jesus Christ, and that's not the case.
Well, she said that Jesus cares about your heart. He doesn't care about your exterior. And so, and the person that she was passing out cigarettes to, I mean, and I don't know, if there's a, underlying relationship there, if they frequented that area and she knows this individual. I mean, I don't know the story behind that, but it just really seems weird that Christians are passing out things that we are, preaching against, not using. It's like passing out lottery tickets or
contraceptives.
Right. It just does not. That's crazy.
So, let me ask this: for the church that pass out contraceptives, is that right or wrong? Because obviously, as Christians, we should be teaching and trying to teach not just young people, but people to be abstinent. But the truth of the matter is, people are having sex. So is it wise to say, just don't do it? Don't do it. The Bible say, or is it, how do you teach? Because folks are doing what they want to do, and folks are having sex. So do you pass out contraceptives and teach about safe sex, or do you just keep preaching the Bible say, and giving the scripture, giving the scriptures, what do you do?
Keep preaching holiness. I mean, people are going to do what they want to do, and but you still have to stand on the same standard of holiness that Jesus set. I mean, and I think everybody goes back to David. David messed up, but Joseph didn't. Daniel didn't. So it's like you still have to stick to the word no matter what. And, you can't change just because culture dictates that.
The TJD Top 5.
You know, brother, holler at you. Holler. Holler at you. Holler. Ain't nobody got time for that. For what? I'm going to pray for you.
No, she wasn't ready. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Tell me he didn't just say that.
The TJD Top 5.
All right, I'm here with your TJD Top 5 for this week. Now, we're going to take you down to the church kitchen on today. Oh, don't act like y'all don't know about the church kitchen. The church kitchen. So today we're going to talk about a repast. Now, everybody knows what a repast is. You don't hear that word often except in church. A repast is a little light meal or something to just refresh yourself as you're leaving the sanctuary after you done had church upstairs. Okay, so today's top 5 is going to be top 5 items you will find at a repast at church. Okay, no particular order here because your church might have different items at your repast, but here we go. Mints and peanuts. Now, I don't know why this is the choice of items that we put on the table, but those little mints that kind of melt in your mouth and peanuts? Yeah, you find that almost at every repast in church, in the church kitchen. Okay. Number 2, meatballs. Now, you can get some of the best meatballs at a church repast. I'm telling you. The next one, you can get 3 wings and a piece of soggy bread, or fish and a piece of soggy bread. Why the bread got to be so soggy? Why can't you give it to me on the side? Why you got to give me this soggy bread? I don't know. But anyway, that church fish be good. There's a church right here in Columbus, Ohio that serves probably the best church fish this side of heaven. Not heaven, but heaven. And the last one I have here is, this is one that every church repast has. Church punch. It's where you take punch. What else they put in there? Some kind of clear pop like Sprite or 7-Up. Most of the time 7-Up. And sherbet. And you can't never make church punch the same way at home as it is at church. Hey, this is your TJD Top 5 for the week. Follow us on Twitter at iKingdomShock. Follow me on Twitter at Terranc J. Dooley. Enjoy the rest of the show and go get you some church punch.
So I wasn't just born in the sin, I'm a product of it. So as I grew up, I kinda wondered if my God would love me, or if I was out of luck when I was stuck inside a tummy. I came into this world, I wasn't new to sin. When I was 2, before I knew what sin was, I knew the sin. No one had to sit me down and tell me this what lying is. I learned to do it when I knew the truth would have a consequence. By the time I was 5, I recited curse words. By the time I was 9, I had the mind of a pervert. Sickest thoughts,
System Shock Radio Show. Your music.